people, events, and issues shaping our community. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
You might notice in the background we got Chucky of Rugrats fame in the background. Yes, we are on the plaza of the state capitol, and yes, this is Children's Week, and I'm Spiro Kenton with Comcast Newsmakers, and we're looking at all types of children's issues during these series of shows. David Lawrence is our guest this hour. He's the president of the Early Childhood Initiative Foundation. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.
This is something that that is very close to your heart, but you also wore a couple of hats here. You're the founding chair of the Children's Trust in Dade County.
I spend all my life these days focused on children. That's been my pleasure, if you will, since retirement 10 years ago.
And making a tremendous impact as well. I mean, a lot of the things you're doing here has benefited so many kids. You must realize that.
Well, yes, but there is no time to rest. There's so much more to do, and Florida is not particularly well positioned on behalf of children.
Years like this, where the budget is very, very austere, do you have problems with putting your initiatives forward?
Well, I don't have any problems. The fact of the matter, this isn't about taxes. It's really not about budget. It's about priorities, children being a priority. Everybody seems to have a lobby of some sort or another. So agriculture, the environment, prisons, roads, health, education. And although all of those subjects touch on children, children actually are not a terribly effective voice in this state capitol, and that's wrong, and it needs to be fixed.
What's the solution? I mean, of course, you're up here, and we have Children's Week. This is it's a blitz of different types of child advocacy organizations coming up here. This is an effective group.
Well, it is, and I think the answer is, how do you make sure that children are front and center in front of citizens' minds, their elected representatives' minds? Here's how we spend money in Florida. It costs $20,000 to keep an inmate in prison for a year. If you want a non-secure, non-residential facility for a kid in trouble, it's anywhere from $35,000 to $50,000, depending on whether it's a secure or non-secure residential facility. We spend $6,866 per year for a public school child, and we spend $2,575 for a preschool slot. Well, what kind of disconnect is this? If we ever spent money wisely on the front end of children's lives, they'd have momentum, they'd grow up to be great adults, they wouldn't be in prison, they would pay taxes, they would do other things that citizens do, and we would have a safer, more secure place.
What can we do? What can we do to help?
Well, I think what the people of Florida need to do is, frankly, insist that we spend the right amount of money investing in children, particularly on the front end, particularly in early intervention, particularly in prevention, so that we end up with a more successful adults and a state.
Tell a little bit about your organization.
Well, we focus particularly at the Early Childhood Initiative Foundation on prenatal to age 5, high quality child care, skill building for parents, making sure that children and their family have health insurance, high quality pre-K. In all of those areas, frankly, we're significantly behind the ball. I want folks to be outraged on behalf of children. How can it be that we have 800,000 children in the state of Florida without any health insurance in the richest, most generous country in the world? Is that socialism? I don't think so. This is simply basic American decency. Why is it that 30% of the children start school way behind and then more and more get behind? Why is it that 40% of fourth graders cannot read at minimally proficient levels? Can't we do something about it? I'm convinced we can.
All right, thank you so much. David Lawrence, our guest this hour for the Early Childhood Initiative Foundation. We're in the midst of Children's Week, as you're going to hear the chorus of children's voices behind us. I'm Spiro Kenton. Thanks for joining us.